for her as well. And there is also another headmistress from CPIA Napoli who would like to say something to us as well. And then I would like you to introduce and say hello, saying the name of your school and everything. Okay, so let's start with my headmistress, Rosangela Luiso. Please.
Dunque, io vi do il benvenuto. Lei mi traduce un po'?
Welcome.
Sono lieta di essere qui con la rappresentanza, ecco, dei nostri partner e di coloro i quali abbiamo avuto modo di conoscere all'interno di questo percorso. Qualcuno in presenza, qualcuno invece in quest'altra forma. Ovviamente siamo, come saprete, al termine del nostro percorso che è durato circa 2 anni. Quindi sta per terminare, a fine luglio terminerà definitivamente, e siamo davvero lieti di avere oggi questo momento di disseminazione internazionale incrociata, l'abbiamo così definito, perché ci sembrava appunto utile che ci fosse un momento di condivisione di questo nostro percorso attraverso, dando voce in pratica a tutti quanti voi, perché siamo stati veramente fortunati a realizzare un arricchimento tale attraverso le varie articolazioni del programma che abbiamo svolto, e quindi veramente siamo lieti di avervi, anche se in forma solo virtuale e in parte non, per cui per accelerare darei la parola fondamentalmente a Annabella, che ha curato tutta la progettazione, ha curato tutti gli aspetti ed è qui oggi a rendervi conto in qualche modo di quelli che sono gli esiti oggi ormai si può dire definitivi quasi, no? Esiti tangibili, non tangibili. Avremo una serie di cose anche simpatiche da mostrarvi, come voi sicuramente avrete dei vostri traguardi raggiunti, avrete da raccontarci delle cose molto positive.
Okay, I'll translate. So she says she's really happy to have you here, even if someone is virtually here and some other are in presence. So that she's really glad. We are almost at the end of our path because we are about to finish. It's going to be over on the 23rd of July. So what we're going to show today are the actual output results that we have done, and we would like to share with you. But we are also really happy that we arrange this cross-dissemination so that everybody can share his results. And it's going to be like a portfolio of experiences, results, and resources to share with everybody, with everyone we know on our territories. So this is a really big step, I think. And also, I would like you to introduce you and to share with all the others who you are, what the information, which kind of information you want to share with us, or your association name, your school name. And I think the first we're going to introduce, because they are in presence here, is CPIA Napoli 1. So, Alfonso, would you mind to ask your headmistress to connect? Okay. So, hold on 1 second, because we have some representatives, 3 teachers from the school, but we also have the headmistress that is connected online. So just 1 second, please. Hold on 1 second. Is there any problem? Alfonso, can you start and I translate for you, and then we ask your headmistress? Vieni, comincia tu. As some of you know, I'm a Nepali ambassador and for Campania, and he's a Nepali ambassador from Puglia. So this is one of the connections that Nepali managed to create. So that's why we have a national dissemination and an international one. And I'm sure that if you manage to be in contact with your ambassadors, you can spread your network as quickly as we did. So, Alfonso?
Buon pomeriggio a tutti. Con me c'è anche una collega che mi aiuterà nella traduzione, oltre ad Annabella.
So, good afternoon, and here with me is a colleague of the CPIA1 project.
Io mi chiamo Alfonso Rainone e sono un docente del CPIA1 Foggia e sono qui a questo evento di disseminazione incrociata come coordinatore di un progetto Erasmus.
So, I'm here, I'm a teacher in the adult center education, and I try to coordinate the work which we are doing.
Ma sono anche qui come ambasciatore EPALE per la Puglia, l'agenzia che si occupa dell'istruzione degli adulti. EPALE è una piattaforma molto interessante, approfitto anche per invitarvi a iscrivervi.
And I'm here at this cross-dissemination event as a member of an Erasmus project, but also as an EPALE ambassador for Italia, the agency that deals with the adult education.
Adesso vi parlerò molto brevemente, per il tempo che mi è concesso, del progetto che stiamo portando
No,
a
aspettiamo
termine.
prima i saluti della tua preside, presentiamo tutti loro, so we introduce them first and then we start with the part.
Non rispondo.
Ah, okay. Okay, so shall we start with Puglia first? I want you to introduce you first. So shall we start with Aldo? Would you mind to introduce yourself?
Of course, my pleasure. Aldo Camara, project manager from Imparare Calabria. We are an NGO managing consortia of different universities here in the south. We have been engaged in the mobility of different youth, and currently we are engaged as well in new methodology for training needs and youngster migrants. So we have a very strong connection with your topics, and we will be happy to share it later.
Okay, so shall we go with Lena, who's our guest from Sweden?
Hi everybody, I'm teaching Swedish, and Swedish is a second language and philosophy on upper secondary level for immigrants, for people speaking Swedish as a second language. I'm working at a school called Arlanda Gymnasiet. It's close. In another project, and now we have maybe a project going on our own with her later on.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear.
Okay, thank you very much, Lena.
Thank you.
Also we had a dissemination event before with Lena. She was in Naples with us last year. So we are working on a new project today, during this period, and we hope to go to Sweden as well.
Yeah.
And now I'll ask Romania to introduce themselves. So shall we start with Ranuca?
Hello, and thank you, Annabella, for the opportunity. I am Raluca Suciu from the Technical College Mihai Băcescu Fălticeni. Can you hear me?
Yes, fine.
Okay, our organization is a technical college. We developed different projects on IVT and VET Pro in LLP, as well as Erasmus Plus, also VET and school education. Our organization is the one that only this kind of projects can access, and I'm very glad for the opportunity, and I really hope in developing future connections and possibilities of cooperation in European projects. Thank you.
Of course, we'll work in future with all of you. Thank you very much. So
Thank
the
you.
other one from Romania, Cristina, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Hey, I can hear you. That's an improvement. So tell me, Cristina.
I'm Cristina from Morteni Secondary School. It's a school somewhere close to Bucharest, 70 kilometers away from Bucharest, the capital city. We have students from kindergarten to 14-year-olds. We haven't been in a project yet, so hopefully. I will get one approved this year, hopefully. I'm waiting for the results. So in the meantime, I'm trying to learn from all the others who have a lot to share. So I'm here to learn.
Thank you very much for being here with us. And I'm sure you're gonna have a good opportunity to win a grant. But especially this example of dissemination, it can be written in your application, okay? So you can just say, we have done this, we have already done preparatory meetings to learn how to manage a project and to see the actual results. And now we have Andrea from Croatia. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andrea Katanovic-Babic, and I come from Croatia, from a little town called Križevci. It's 60 kilometers from capital Zagreb. I work in primary school as a librarian, as you can see, and I'm a project coordinator for Erasmus KA1. So we are finishing one project, and we were lucky enough to get a grant for another one. We are starting it in September. And I'm really happy to be here, and thank you, Annabella, for all the effort you put in to make this work.
Thank you very much. Okay, so shall we start? We start with Puglia first, and then we go on. If someone is busy or has another meeting, so we wanted to respect the schedule here, but if someone is busy or has something really important to do or just want to have a break, just tell me, no problem, okay? Okay, so let's start with Puglia. Go, Alfonso.
Allora, il nostro progetto si intitola Together for Sharing, si tratta di un progetto Erasmus, azione K1, Job Shadowing, a cui hanno partecipato 6 docenti della nostra scuola e qui, oltre a Teresa, c'è anche un altro membro, Anna Maria Di Bari.
So our project is called Together for Sharing. It is his title. It's in K1 action of job shadowing, and which was attended by 6 teachers of the Adult Education Center of Foggia.
In linea di massima il progetto ha previsto tre fasi: la fase della preparazione dei contatti, durante la quale abbiamo condiviso la rete delle relazioni con la scuola partner attraverso una piattaforma dedicata.
So it is divided into 3 phases: the phase of preparation and contacts, during which we built a network of relations with the partner school through the dedicated website.
La fase poi della mobilità, durante la quale abbiamo visitato a Iria, in Spagna, vicino Valencia, una scuola omologa, e qui abbiamo fatto le nostre attività di job shadowing, cioè abbiamo osservato come i nostri colleghi spagnoli portano avanti azioni di gestione e organizzazione della scuola, di didattica e metodologia.
So then there is the mobility phase, during which we visited a homologous school in Liria, near Valencia, Spain, and here we did job shadowing. That is, we observed how our Spanish colleagues carry out management and organization, teaching and methodology actions.
Infine poi c'è stata, è ancora in corso, la fase del follow-up, della disseminazione, quella che stiamo facendo anche qui. Questa esperienza ci ha consentito di soddisfare i nostri bisogni formativi, cioè di rafforzare innanzitutto le competenze linguistico-comunicative in lingua spagnola, poi apprendere buone pratiche, e di questo poi vi parlerà nel dettaglio la collega Anna Maria, e sperimentare un dispositivo per l'osservazione strutturata.
Finally, we have the phase of dissemination, and this experience has allowed us to meet our training needs. That is, it has allowed to strengthen the language and communication skills in Spanish, learn good practices, and experiment with the device for structured observation.
Allora, io vi parlerò proprio di questo prodotto che secondo noi è abbastanza utile e originale. Si tratta di una checklist molto pratica e facile da usare, che può tornare utile a chi si approccia ad attività di job shadowing nei progetti Erasmus Plus.
So I will help you about this product, which is, in our opinion, quite useful and an original product. It is a practical and easy checklist that can be useful for those who approach job shadowing activities in Erasmus Plus projects.
La modalità tradizionale solitamente è l'osservazione asistematica, l'osservazione libera, in cui l'osservatore pone domande, fa un'intervista, assiste ad una lezione, osserva, prende appunti ed elabora un diario di bordo in maniera molto libera, annotando ciò che a suo giudizio riveste particolare importanza. Allora, se il job shadowing deve permettere di individuare buone pratiche, una scuola che si visita, allora una checklist, una scheda strutturata, un'osservazione strutturata può essere veramente di aiuto in questo caso a registrare ciò che può essere preso a modello.
And the traditional way is usually the systematic of re-observation, in which the observer asks questions, attends a lesson, observes spontaneously, notes and elaborates a logbook in a free form, noting what, according to him, is of particular importance. So, if job shadowing has to identify good practices in a visiting school, then a checklist and a structured observation can really help you to record what can be modeled.
Okay, now I show you, give me a second and I show you the checklist they produced. Okay, hold on 1 second. You cannot minimize, good to know. Let me see if I can just move it like this. And I need to go to, so we have Italy, CPIA Foggia, checklist, and I should be able to, hold on. Devo salire dove? Hold on 1 second. So this is, I'm gonna share the screen with you, okay? So that you can see the screen. Which one is it? It's this one. Can you see it, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, if you do job shading around the world, this is like a useful checklist that you can use during your process of observation, so that you don't miss any detail and you know how to record all the details, so that it can be useful to collect all the useful results and to import all the good practices and all the good methodologies, right? Okay. So 1 second more, we go back to normal. Okay, I hope, okay, I'm not amazing good with Zoom. Romeo, would you like to help me, please? Would you mind to? Because I'm sharing the video, but I just want to go back to normal video. I just don't want to share my video anymore. I don't want this to be shown. No, adesso lo stavo facendo vedere e non voglio più farlo vedere. So how do I go back to normal Zoom without sharing the, I think here. Dove sto? Ah, okay, stop sharing. Okay, so we're back. Alfonso, have you finished? Okay, and now the other colleague from CPIA Foggia, her name is Anna Maria, and she will tell you something more about the other part of the project.
Salve a tutti, sono Anna Maria di Bari, faccio parte del CPIA Foggia. Con molto piacere partecipo a questo meeting, ringrazio tutti per il vostro interessamento a questo Con questa partecipazione vorrei rendere un po', presentarvi il progetto che noi abbiamo, diciamo, l'esperienza che abbiamo avuto a maggio.
So, do you mind if I translate? Okay, so she's really glad to share with you this other experience about the project that they had in May, okay? Of course, she said she's really happy to be here with you.
Questa esperienza per noi è stata molto positiva, abbiamo avuto uno scambio culturale ma anche, diciamo, relazionale con i nostri colleghi in Spagna, a Valencia, presso Valencia, all'Iria. Gli aspetti che però ci sono rimasti un po' più impressi, diciamo le buone pratiche come noi le chiamiamo, sono due fondamentalmente. Dal punto di vista didattico, un metodo diretto per lo studio delle lingue straniere. Per quanto riguarda invece diciamo, l'ampliamento dell'offerta formativa, abbiamo, diciamo, riscontrato che i nostri colleghi hanno molto forte il senso laboratoriale, quindi abbiamo osservato delle belle cose che sono state portate avanti e vorremmo appunto trarre queste buone pratiche per ampliare anche la nostra offerta formativa.
Okay, let me translate because it's a long thing to remember. Anyway, so she said she was really glad to have this opportunity to visit Spain and another school like that. And because in that occasion they had the opportunity to share, to have a good exchange, not only a cultural exchange, but a human exchange. But in the job shadowing processes, they were also focusing on the methodologies and the importing of good practices. And so the two main things that they noticed were
the metodo diretto.
So the direct method to teach English and to learn English, of course. For any language, not only language. Though I suppose they have several languages, like Valenciano. Okay. So just a direct method to learn several foreign languages, and also that they are more focused on laboratory activities, so very practical activities. So I suppose they decided to adopt this methodology, right?
Per raggiungere proprio le fasce più deboli che nel nostro centro sono carenti.
Okay, so they found these approaches, so the practical laboratories and the direct teaching, more effective, especially with weak parts, weak population, and weak students of the adult segment. Okay.
Diciamo, grazie a questa, diciamo, questa pratica sono presenti appunto nei loro centri anziani, persone addirittura anche di 80 anni. 80,
We noticed the same. We went to Valencia.
Seguono volentieri i laboratori, sono interessati, partecipano e per loro è diciamo, un modo per rivivere, per vivere meglio e conoscere altra gente.
Okay, so what she's saying is that she notices that in this school there are lots of people who are of a certain age, okay, sometimes even 80. And this is something that we noticed as well. We went to Alicante and it was the same. And they were really stricken by this thing because it's really unusual, because this way is like to give them a chance for a new, better life, okay?
Adesso presenteremo una raccolta, un video, una raccolta di immagini che abbiamo insieme a loro portato avanti, abbiamo partecipato ai laboratori e creato anche noi delle belle cose insieme a loro.
So basically they took part to that experience and they collected all the images and they made a presentation, a short video about it, and so we're going to show it, okay? Okay. Hold on 1 second, please. Let me go to the folder, if I manage to. So this should be like this. Oh no. Hold on. Okay, Italy. Foggia. How long is the video? Quanto è lungo?
Tanto un minuto.
Okay,
Poco.
so I think I have to share the screen with you again. Let me hold on 1 second. I need to show you the share screen is on. Yeah. Go. Say offline. Guys, can you see it?
Yeah.
Come stiamo?
Ci sono delle storie raccontate di questi. Abbiamo proficienza della scuola di lingua.
Okie dokie. So how do I go back to stop sharing? Okay, right? Okie dokie, we're back. So can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Is there something else to see? No, that's it. So Anna Maria, if I remember well her name. Hold on. Okay. She's gonna say hello.
Hello. Saluto tutti.
Okay, who wants to go next?
Piacere.
She was really happy to be here. Who wants to go next? Aldo, go. Your turn.
Raluca left already. Maybe she had some timing issues.
No
so...
problem. She told me.
Okay.
She told me. But probably she's gonna be back later because I told everybody you cannot be here. Everything is gonna be recorded, so you can find anything online anyway. Yeah, I think the internet connection is unstable at the moment. Hold on. Okay, this is Aldo's video. Okay.
Are you seeing my video? Aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. So naturally, we are talking about Erasmus Plus. Once again, In Progress Calabria is very happy to be invited in this international meeting. And we already introduced ourselves, so don't need to do it again and go straight to the point. We are going to
Did the videos freeze, Aldo?
Okay. Granted in 2016, so it's about to end. For this reason, unfortunately, we have a lot of things to say about the project that is going to end, and is a strategic partnership with innovation. In fact, we have more than one output. The partnership comes from 4 countries with 2 associations from the same countries. So we have Italy, to the Arglanden town. The coordinator is Bloom Foundation. The other Holland partner is Extra, as you can see. Maybe I can show you the logos. So here we are. A German partner, VHS, that is always focused on training methodology. And then the other Italian partner, that is Silvergante. And the final one is from
The audio is not great.
4 of the key 8 competencies. I hope everyone can see them.
Yes.
All this is in Italian, but I think all of you somehow has a knowledge of them.
Can I just add something, Aldo? That
yes.
Everybody, we still have a couple of days to put all the material on all the material on the shared folder. So if you want to share extra material with us, or you want to translate something, okay, you can do it till the 5th of July. You have plenty of time to add anything. So
yes,
even if the video is not great, or if you miss some important information, we're gonna upload this video as well, so that, and moreover, each of you has uploaded a summary of his project. So if someone doesn't understand clearly all the objectives of the project, they can have a look in that folder which is shared, everything they need, okay? So sorry for interrupting you, but please go ahead.
Yes, I will then.
The connection.
You reminded me that this project, the main aim of this project, the main goal was to share the four of the key competence and help a youngster, namely needs and migrants, to be part of these competences. So somehow giving them one more way to learn, not the formal course, but the badge system. For this reason, let's go straight to the two main outputs. One, the handbook. Let me see if I can share the other. Okay, the handbook and the badge set I will show you later. The handbook, of course, is it provides some study cases. It provides the manual of the application, in which is the web app, in which is and the links to the frameworks that we use, given the Europass, given the European framework of language, and so on. So somehow you can find all the information there in case we share. Badge sets instead, as you can see, are the main topic of my presentation. Are badges based, as we said, on one of the key competences. In our case, we made a badge for communication, for digital competences, for entrepreneurship, and for social competences. So in this moment, you are watching the digital competences, and we have created this badge set and 3 levels of this badge set in this case. Any badge of them can prove a competence of the youngster, of the need. So in this case, every youngster that has a competence acquired and doesn't know how to get it formalized, get it recognized, can use one badge. He will be asked to pass some proof, and in that moment, when he passes the proof, he will be granted of the badge by the association that issued. In this case, of course, for Italy is Imparare Calabria. Okay. These help to be more resilient, to go along with the necessity of the needs, that somehow they cannot start another course of 1 year or 6 months, but they want to show what they already know. Maybe already learned in school, but they still don't have any way to show them. So this is the main thing.
Have like 3 out of 5, or some they collect during the time one of the badge, right? Is this what I?
You can have all the badge that you can, of course. Yes, you're totally right. They are, of course, every badge of every competence has similarities, because they are based on.
This is really good for us. It's really good. It's a very good idea for us, because we have a certificate of competence, and with these badges we can work together and do that.
And, if I have time, I will show you even that you can create your own proof to be passed. So you will adapt the badge.
We missed the audio. Okay.
Of course, tell me if I'm going too far, but I would like to show you some of these badges, these spotting opportunities, this communication, and this vision. I would like to stress that all these visuals are created by an association in Netherlands, the Italian Association of Needs. So somehow we managed to engage already from the beginning of the project. And as I said, spotting opportunities can be an entrepreneurial field that sometimes is very hard to propose, to show, because no one knows if you have this. But with this badge, you can even say to everyone, any employer want to employ you, that you already been certified by this.
There's something you can put on your curriculum, right?
Of course.
Or you can actually go around with the page.
No. There's of course the.
We have no audio. Is it okay? Can you hear me? All the others? No.
Aeropass. As you know, Aeropass sometimes is a little longer, is a little not as a straight as a CV. With this page, there's some way a way to show. So we have Europass, and we have of course the digital product. It is our website. So on the website, you know, that's very important. Thank you, Annabella. You know which association issued, which employer issued this badge for this guy. So every new employer can call the association that issued the badge and be sure that was not a fake, was the real process.
I understand. It's a proof of what they've done so far. Proof for skills that sometimes are not easy to show.
Definitely. Yes, they are very specific, straight to the point, and as you said, easy to show. So,
okay. Do you mind if I summarize it a little bit for the Italian audience?
Of course.
Ok, quindi questa associazione che ha lavorato insieme ad altre associazioni, ovviamente di Europa, ha creato set di badge per il riconoscimento delle competenze, a volte di quelle competenze molto difficili da dimostrare perché non sono adatte, diciamo così, al mondo del lavoro, cioè molte persone hanno determinate competenze che non necessariamente sono quelle della certificazione inglese, magari hanno capacità comunicative ma non sanno come dimostrarlo, quindi l'associazione ha creato questo set di badge che dimostrano che soprattutto i NEET, ma anche altri studenti, gli adulti, possono comunque accedere con vari livelli e possono ottenere vari livelli di badge da mostrare poi sul loro curriculum e da mostrare al datore di lavoro che li deve assumere, che hanno quindi affrontato questo processo di crescita e ottenuto una competenza certificata da un'associazione. Giusto?
We missed you for a moment, but you said everything right. So
okay, thank you.
Here I just showed some of the back office of the. Form it was already based on another key action too. So somehow we used it already created process created with another. This is one of our achievements. Of course, the badge set created the part.
Aldo, we cannot hear you very well. Can you hear us?
This guy that was a very smart guy that was in Casa Hamed. Casa Hamed is one first asylum residency in Italia, and they deal with a large amount of migrants, young migrants. So somehow we managed to, as a pilot required, we managed to form about 20 guys, 20 young migrants, even though...
Just one second, Aldo, I cannot hear you very well. There's like a noise in the background. Would you mind to check if there is some other device that produces this noise?
I don't have the cell phone.
It looks like you are at the train station.
But wait, I don't have the...
I don't know why. Is there anyone who can hear the same, or is just us?
Same here.
It sounds good to you, so it's just us.
No, it's also very noisy. It's just noise in background.
But
yeah.
Actually, me too. I hear one rumor. So
Now
I don't
it's
know.
better, though. Now it's not fine.
Okay, let's try.
So please go on. No,
Now again, maybe.
Yes.
I will try. Tell me if it's okay. Anyway, we have been able to engage Casa Ahmed, the first asylum residence for young people, and finally 13 of 20 young migrants managed to, or better, succeed to gain at least one badge, and 3 of them, as we can see, one of them gained three to provide themselves with some job interview, to find information. Finally we could sincerely can say that they had that skills. And furthermore, let's remember that this platform allow you to upload the proof. So you can upload the text, you can upload images that show that you really did that task. You made the task that the association created. Do you hear me well now?
Yes.
Okay.
And is the platform? What's the name of the platform? So
yes,
we can.
I'm going to show you. Let's go there. So, let's see. Wait. Because it's covered by, okay. This is Badgecraft, as you can see. Badgecraft is the platform in which you can create your badge wallet. So you are the earner of the badges, and you can even create a switch in here, as you can see.
We cannot hear you now. No.
Oh, yeah. This is a kind of I can show you the badge set here. As you can see. And then here are the earners, so the students that followed the course.
Okay.
Okay. So this is one point. Then we can, I go straight to share responsibility, our website, as you can see. And then in the second moment, you will see the badge here. So everyone in Europe, every employer can see here if there's one employee that
one employee that can.
So the badge are a good way even to show your competencies in the whole Europe and beyond.
Let me be practical about it, Aldo. If we make a protocol with you as an application, and you're spreading by dissemination this actual output, which is a result, so it's transferable, can we actually do the same with our students and the same path, and we can kind of make a connection that we can spread this badge system? Can we borrow it?
Okay, surely if we start doing a project together, will be of course our main volunteer, our main will to share the methodology.
Okay.
Naturally, the participant, the main applicant, the Bloom Foundation should be of course involved. But if you want just to use our platform, I mean our page, you don't even need to ask, or better, you have to ask because you have to access. But finally, these badges are done for that.
Okay, so that everybody can use it if we connect with you, basically.
It would be more interesting for you to be part of the methodology. So making a project together with the Holland partner, it is the applicant, with us, and creating, let's say, a more specific development of this badge system.
Yes, it can be customized and it can be improved, and it can be for everybody. Okay.
You can do it by now in any way. You can just customize. You can do that. These things. Of course, to do this the proper way, you should learn the methodology. So creating a new project about this, maybe focusing on Città, on the schools, could be a major improvement for us. That's for sure.
Okay, so have you finished? Do you want to show us something else? Any question?
No, okay.
Is there anyone who has any question?
To dissemination. So, okay, I can even finish here, but these are some numbers from Facebook page. Page can be a real good way of dissemination. That's what I wanted to stress.
Okay.
So for me, it's okay.
So if you manage to show us the website and the Facebook page.
Okay, but tell me, do I have a couple of minutes now? Do I have a couple of minutes now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what I would like to stress is the page. The Facebook page, tell me if you see all the a normal post that is shared, but if you compare it with a communication post, is 1,382 people reached. Why this? Because with the page you already have visual itself, because they are visual, of course. You have a chance to explain somehow what they talk about. So the communication.
The communication, we lose you occasionally. Are you there?
For example, on Facebook, you can easily find the people interested, that group. So, for example, in communication, there is an entrepreneurial skill. We shared this page with the entrepreneurship groups. So a lot of people was interested in that, or maybe translator group as well. So and so. So somehow the output of the page being already a good output, but they are very good for being shared with the people.
I see. They can make a group about with the same aim to get that page, for example, right?
As well, but even given that every page has a connotation and the key competencies. So, for example, it can be digital. Yeah. And on the other side,
the others
of competence, it's very easy to find already existent group in Facebook. So for digital, you can go and then check digital groups, or maybe digital entrepreneurs group.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Okay. So, would you mind is there anyone who wants to ask something, or shall we pass to Andrea? Shall we go then? Andrea, are you ready?
Yeah, and I just want to say I have to finish till 3 because I'm in school and school closes.
Okay.
So I'm afraid I won't be able to be with you till the end.
Okay.
Open my presentation.
Andrea, can you start?
Yes, I'm opening the. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
You do? Everything's fine. Okay. So we are having Erasmus KA1 project. Its name is Contemporary School. So before we wrote our project proposal, do you still have this sound in background?
Sorry, I cannot hear you fine. I cannot hear you fine.
Yeah, I can hear this background noise as well.
Would you mind to switch off the other computers in the room? It might be this the problem.
Okay.
Let's try any other devices. Alfonso, chiudi un attimo, vediamo se migliora, perché penso che ci sia un'interferenza. Questo è il problema. No, secondo me qua. Because before there was no interference. Okay. Sì, spegni, abbassa proprio il computer. Se volete seguire venite qua, perché secondo me è quello il problema. Okay, try again.
Okay. So before we wrote our project proposal, we made a survey among our teachers and we found few problems on which we focused in our project. So it was lack of international cooperation, meaning that we didn't participate in any international project for this one. Then the lack of use of social networks in teaching, as you can see on the graph. And teachers rarely prepare their own digital study materials, and everyone was actually using non-digital sources. So let me know if I'm too fast or if you have any questions, and if something is not clear. So we set 2 goals, and first goal was to make school more international and to incorporate European dimension. Then the second one was to develop digital skills among students and teachers. And I have to say here that we are in a national project called School, and that we have technically, we are very well equipped. So we have many laptops and many computers for us.
I cannot see you.
And I did turn off the other computers, so I don't actually know why it's noise.
Come offline.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay.
Come passo tutte le varie?
First to attend the structured courses, and we did 3 of them who were focused on internalization. And in this presentation, I will focus only on one goal. The first goal, to make school more international. So we attended courses which were about using social media.
Okay.
Dialogue. And what we did to make our school more international, we had activities separated into 2 groups. We did 4 e-twinning projects, and we joined Skype in the classroom. So we had the Skype meetings, lessons, mystery Skype, and Skype debate.
Oh, okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah, and what I actually wanted to point out is, I suppose more or less everybody knows everything about e-twinning. I suppose you do, right? So I will focus more on this Skype start, I will show you members of our Erasmus team with my principal, me as a coordinator, Gordana, my colleague, she's also my Microsoft educator. And as you can see below, most of us and English and Italian language. So it was 6 of us in the Erasmus team. More or less half of the teachers in school joined. So altogether 60 teachers in our school. And I can say that half of them were activated during the realization of the project. So these are the activities which we did to make our school more international. As you can see, during the whole year, our project is a 1-year project. We did these things. So we started with e-twinning projects in September. We celebrated European Language Day. Then in November we had this Skype-a-thon. It's
Hold on 1 second, we are having network problem. Let's check if again I switch my phone off. What happens? Just the okay, let's check only with the LAN. Can you hear me all fine? Yes. Okay, go on, Andrea. Sorry for the interruption. It's a
no problem. Then in December we had these debates with students. So our students had debates with students from all around the world, and we had this small project about comparison of Christmas in Australia and Croatia. In February we did online EU quizzes with many other European countries. In March our students had a meeting with Euro parliamentarian Brian Hay. For the best photo and the best poster, showing cultural diversity of European countries. In May, we had our students met with Vietnamese students, and it was online meeting. A very nice project in which we were reading Slovenian authors and they were reading Croatian. Like just to see what we did to make the school international, all activities together, but let's go back to what's the subject of this presentation. And that's how you can use this platform that we used. It's a Microsoft platform, and it can really help you to cooperate with other schools. Of course, with e-twinning and all the other recommended platforms. So what to do? Here you have the link to the page. Better that you search it on your own. So the thing is very clear and very, very easy. You have to register to the page, you have to choose a lesson, the person which you find interesting for your students, for your lesson, and then write a request, date and time in which you want to meet with these professionals. So you have these professionals for Microsoft Education.
And usually how many students do you manage to engage in this kind of Skype meetings?
Up to 20, and we usually have these preparations in which we introduce the person they are going to meet, and they prepare questions. But you also have some meetings in which students meet students from other countries, and they have to guess from which country they are. So they are giving them hints, and they have to guess. And yeah, I will show you a bit. So here I have a link to a short video. It lasts 6 minutes, but I will not show it the whole, but just a minute.
Okay.
So this was, as you can see, it's a global learning event. It takes 2 days, and students are meeting other students from all around the world.
Okay.
So let's see if we can watch it. Just a minute. Now. Okay. So this is it. Now you can see how it looked like when students sleep in the school. So they spent 24 hours. This year it was 2 days, so 48 hours in school. And they have these meetings like all day and all night. They sleep in school as well.
Really?
They have some breaks, of course. They meet with other students. They meet with they met with astronauts from NASA. They met with musicians, with many interesting people, and they have lessons, virtual lessons.
Ok, just give me a moment to translate to them, ok? So basically, quindi organizzano questi meeting, hanno organizzato questo evento che era un meeting di 2 giorni in cui mostravano attraverso Skype agli studenti tutti raccolti nelle scuole che hanno anche dormito lì, quindi un giro del mondo virtuale in 48 ore dove tutti quanti potevano vedere contenuti interessanti da tutte le parti del mondo, ok?
So I will skip it now because you have the link and you can see the whole movie if you're interested.
Yes, it's very interesting.
Let's go back to presentation. If
yes,
that's fine.
Yes.
Am I too fast? Maybe.
Okay, it's okay, no worries. Because we have from all other countries we have shorter events, so no worries.
What are the benefits for students? They're definitely more interested in learning about other cultures. To get into other cultures. They're developing their language skills, their communication skills. They are skipping the barrier, their
The audio is breaking out. Anna Maria, scusami, Anna Maria, potete sloggarvi perché non le sento proprio qui, le ho persi. No, al computer. No, noi ti vediamo. Siete connessi. Hold on 1 second, Andrea, because I couldn't hear you. So I'm just checking if there are other devices that we can get rid of.
Okay. So I was quite short, but I think that I hope that you got the idea what I wanted to point out.
Yes.
All the materials are here in folder. And if you have any other questions, I'm here to answer. And I invite you to watch the whole movie. It's only 6 minutes, so
okay.
I
think this is a great idea because, especially for students who don't have the opportunity to travel the world and to get some good lessons for other people, they can manage to grab the content from everywhere and share it all together and making it like an happening event and give you the idea of the impact you create. It's not like being in front of the TV, something social as well and virtually. So it really multiplicates the impact of the results.
Okay. I just want to add one anecdote. Like, we think that students, they have internet, they watch movies, that they have the idea how the life looks like all around the globe. But actually, we get quite.
You get quite, sorry?
Students, actually, our students ask Vietnamese children, do you have cars there? And we were, as teachers, very surprised, like, how do you think they don't have cars? It's not like, you know, this way, can learn much more than just by reading or watching movies. This way they have the direct contact with their friends from all around. Very open to ask everything, so it's a good way to learn.
Okay, thank you very much. And now I think if there is no question, or if you want to go into details, we're asking something to Andrea, we can start to choose our results. And so let's start with the kids. Okay, so our project was pretty complicated because there were several objectives. The first one, to internationalize the school, and so far, thanks to you and thanks to all the meeting and the CPIA in Romania and all the classes and courses we had through our mobilities, and thanks to Italia, by which I'm in contact with Lena, we managed to be in contact so far in 2 years with 96 organizations, which is a lot compared that we started with none at all, okay? And during this process, we had some linguistic mobilities to learn English, French, and Spanish, because as some of you might know, my students are basically immigrants. They come from all over the world and they speak many languages. So one of our objectives was to make them welcome, to listen well to what they have to say, to catch their needs, and to create an educational path that was able to meet those needs. Because not every person has the same needs, and especially when they are adults, they have a working schedule you need to stick to, so that makes things even more complicated. So to learn languages, to have better skills was paramount for us. We also had 2 job shadowing experience, one in Belgium and one in Spain. And I really thank my partners, my hosting schools, because they gave us a real good opportunity to grow, because we are new on the territory. We started only 3 years ago and we didn't know each other at all, because we are not like Spain and Belgium. We don't have just one building. We have 7 buildings throughout the city. And so it's even difficult for us to meet sometimes. So this one was a great opportunity to be all together, to work together, and to build up together as a team. So after this, we also had 2 structured courses, one in Malta and one in Portugal. In Malta, we learned the ICT, and for another class was about creativity and interculturality, because this way you could engage the students with new technologies, but also new non-formal methods. Because when you have a class that is made up of adults from all over the world, different age, different ethnic entities, you have to make quicker that process of getting to know each other. And you can do that with lots of games and non-formal methods. Sometimes formal education doesn't work. It's not able to make things shorter. So these are the products of all things that are done with you, with my team, with basically all over Europe, because we took some pieces from lots of schools, and we arranged it and customized everything. So the first thing we're going to show is the Kids to Learn Italian, which took us a lot of patience. During a job shadowing in Belgium, we saw that they use a non-formal way of teaching to recreate the space, the external spaces, the external shop, and we saw that they had a similar kit to recreate. But we customized it. So we thought that it was important to recreate the street where students actually go shopping, and we created this card. As you can see, it's a vocabulary card where you find shopping. We have a bakery, but it's an actual shop from our street down here. So in this card, there is also the address where you can go and buy it. And you can see lots of vocabulary, but what is important is that you don't have all vocabulary for normal language, for normal Italian. You also have the regional products. So you find, for example, Danubio, which for most of Italians are Italy river, but for Napolitan is a cake. So immigrants who arrive here can get the knowledge of words which are spoken by everyone, not only the standard Italian. So this one is transferable, but we also decided to customize with things that are present only in our region. The same thing, for example, is with papacella. Not everybody has papacella. They have peppers, but not papacella. So this was the sense. And then when they go shopping, they learn how to call things by their name, especially if the product is only available in this region, like friarielli. Nobody else friarielli in the rest of Italy. And I'll show you another card. This was the fruit one. Yes. And this was the bakery. Sorry, I exchanged the card. But it's gonna be for all the shops like I don't know, the butcher, the fisherman's. We have all the shops doing. And hold on, these are the cards that my colleague showed. So as you can see, they have the Erasmus brand, okay, and our name on it. And they can learn Italian making fun games using the cards and recreating the external situation from outside in a class, okay? So putting all the cards of the shop to recreate a market. So another product I wanted to show you, another actual result, is this one. These are two brochures. One was made by the people, the teachers and the students working in the prison center, because we have a prison center as well. So they imagine a tourist, Jasmine, who was coming to Naples. It's all written in English by the students. So they can imagine the path because they are prisoners. They cannot actually do the path, okay? They imagine the things they wanted to see and to find out about Naples. But as we were in Spain during another job shadowing experience, we did something that is called Alicante Pass a Pass. We borrowed it and we created a spin-off. So something which was not as an historical and literal path, but an artistic and historical one, and we have made Napoli Passo a Passo, which is a sort of guide to the historical center, and with lots of pictures in it, lots of stories, so a sort of touristic guide for the students that enable the teacher to take the students out and to let them discover what's in the city. So this is in English for those who can speak English and they can understand how to ask about things, how to go to some places, to ask about a restaurant, what to do in the city. And this is the actual path, the artistic and historical one that they can follow. And another result is a movie. Now, unfortunately, it's only in Italian, it's 1 hour long, but it's a video guide with all our experiences, in which we tell some advices for people who have never done an Erasmus. So who wants to know how the other people dealt with some problems, some issues, some problems in the management, in the coordination, and now was the impact of the Erasmus project, especially on the people going on a mobility, with their motivation and with what they've learned, not only in terms of competencies and skills and methodologies and ICT, but also in terms of sharing different cultural habits, and also in terms of internal growth as a people, and also projecting our school in a European dimension, because we have already the international dimension, because as I said, we have students from 30 different nationalities, most of them from Africa and from Asia, but we kind of wanted to project ourselves into the European dimension as well. Okay, so we also have another tool that you can use, which is, guess what we're doing right now? We are creating a portfolio of results, of actual results from everybody, which is going to be online on every site, and everybody can access. So imagine you have a friend who wants to know how it is non-formal education, which kind of training he has to attend, what to do. He can go, for example, to our website or your website or any other website and can have a look at the actual methods illustrated in the presentation about creativity and interculturality. The same for people who want to improve their ICT skills, they can do the same. The material is always there. There is a very long summary presentation about the class we had in Caldas, in Portugal, and the class we had in Malta. And there are actually all the tutorials, all the links, so you can look and you can learn about all the tools you think interesting. Last but not least, we are using all this material, especially the video, as it is a video tutorial. We are using it on a platform at Modo, creating a special tab called Erasmus Plus, so that every user of that platform can write Erasmus Plus and can pop up with our experience, so that different target groups, different way of vehiculating and disseminating the results. Of course, every kind of material is transferable and customizable, so you can take it as it is. If you have, for example, a class of Italian in your institute, for example, you can use the kit as it is, or you can use it as an inspiration and basically translate it into your language. We also have some not tangible results, and there is my colleague here to explain the non-tangible results, which are probably more important than the actual outputs, because they're going to be turning into final outcomes on a long-term basis. Okay, so I give my colleague the possibility to talk. Okay, hold on.
You're breaking off.
You're breaking off? Can you hear me?
You are breaking off.
You are breaking up.
I'm breaking off all the time. You didn't get what I was saying.
Now it's good.
Now it's good. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the folder. Che si era interrotto un attimo la comunicazione.
Collegato il mio...
Dove l'hai messo?
No, molto sulla penna, perché non lo prendevo dalla penna.
E sta qua?
Sì, sì, giustamente. Vai una cartella Erasmus approvato. Approvato. Ecco qua. Erasmus approvato. Già l'hai aperto? Approvato. Evento finale. 2.
Ti senti, Annabella?
Yes, hold on. I'm just sharing the video. Hold on 1 second. I want to share the screenshot. I want to share the screen. Can you see it? Can you see it okay? Yes, can you hear me? I think they cannot hear me. Wave your hand if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, no. Now yes.
Okay, sorry about it. Unfortunately, the connection is not amazing. Hold on. Okay, can you see the video? Can you see this presentation? Monitoring?
No, we don't see any shared content.
Okay, hold on. Romeo, mi aiuti un secondo? Non riesco a condividere. Shared screen. Can you see it now? Yes. Okay. So go ahead.
Salve, sono Maria Grazia e avrò bisogno del supporto della mia collega Annabella per l'inglese. Proverò comunque a leggervi quelli che sono per sommi capi i risultati dei sondaggi che abbiamo realizzato.
Okay, so she will need my help just to translate, but I think she's gonna be good, so don't worry. She's gonna read the actual results of all the monitoring and evaluation process that we've done. Okay, so that you're gonna get the non-tangible results. Dovrebbe. Sta funzionando, vai. Ok, Scott. Ok.
Ah, con questo. Allora, from the Erasmus Plus experience, the internal follow-up. Before, about 30% of the staff did not know the Erasmus project.
Internationalization
and learning foreign languages and replacing in the students' welcome phase. To the question, all the answers were positive for about 70%.
So basically, we asked many questions to our teachers in mobility and also to the other teachers in the school to see if they've learned something, if they were happy about it, and if we have managed to disseminate internally and so that they could learn the actual tool that we learn abroad. And everybody answered really positive to that. So 70% of teachers were happy about what they've learned so far thanks to Erasmus.
About the questions, all the answers were positive from 86%
to
100%.
Okay.
Result of the socialization and the dissemination of digital tools.
Okay, so what happened with the digital tools?
And the other applications as the combined use of Google Forms and Flubaroo, about 16% considered it useful.
Okay, so we gave them a list in the dissemination of all the tools we have done, all the tools we explained to them, like Kaggle, Wordle, and Storyboard and stuff. And all of them consider it very useful, and 60% consider useful the combination of Google Forms and Flubaroo, because this is going to be empowering for us, because we're going to get rid of all the actual physical paper when we enroll students and we provide them tests. We're not going to do it using paper anymore, but we're going to use it, we're going to do it thanks to these two combined applications, and we're going to get rid of all the paper, and I'm so happy about it.
More than 70% want the school to win a new Erasmus project.
Okay, so basically 70% of people in the school, actually more, want to win another Erasmus project. So it's a lot of responsibility.
But only around
60%
available to work on designing and planning.
So basically the 10% of people are more focused and the 60% wanted to win but not to work. But you know, it happens.
Monitoring of mobility outcomes.
Okay.
Queste sono le mobilità.
So this is basically the monitoring of people who actually went on a mobility. So that was of the whole school, okay? So,
the self-evaluation of the
linguistic,
didactic, and technological skills have always improved.
So everybody took part into e-mobility and realized that these linguistic, didactic, and technological skills are really better now. Okay.
Also, per le competenze, for competencies in didactical methodology.
Okay, in didactical methodologies.
Also, for competencies in the use of ICT in didactics.
Okay.
The comparison with adult schools in other European countries is important.
So 50% of the teacher had no idea of the other systems in Europe. We had really no idea. So basically for everybody it was really helpful to go and see it, how it works, okay?
Positive increase in organizational and collaboration skills.
Okay.
Positive increase in the students' welcome and teaching methods.
Okay. Did you say something? So basically, you lost us?
On a second.
Okay. So we were saying that one of the most important objective was to offer the students an amazing welcoming face, because when you welcome them properly, you give them a quality welcoming face, you understand what they really need, and you can suit the didactical path to their needs. Only this way you can increase the number of students coming to your school, because they're satisfied that you have tailored the path for them.
In motivation, and more that half of the mobile teachers expressed a high degree of satisfaction.
Okay, so basically all the teachers were happy to leave for a mobility, for an Erasmus mobility.
Thank you.
Thanks for the attention. Okay, guys, now we have very short videos of other people who couldn't be here because of technical problems at the very last minute, or because some of them are in Spain in the sun. Okay, but just to give an idea what they've done, just a couple of minutes from each of us, so that you can later you can scroll all the material, and if you find it helpful, you can use it as well. Okay, stop sharing. Let's go back to Google. I need to. Let's start with the chat platform. Okay, where is the video? This is the video.
Good morning and hello to everybody. My name is Andrea Bernieri and I am the president of Chat Platform Italy, a youth organization based in Caserta and established in 2016. Despite its young age, the organization has actually been founded by experienced people that have been active in youth work for many years. Our mission is to increase and raise the level of competencies of young people and youth workers with the application of non-formal education principles and methodologies. Therefore, in the activities and projects that we organize, we cover a wide range of topics that go from intercultural learning to active citizenship and participation, from sport and healthy lifestyle to entrepreneurship, from group dynamics to social inclusion. And that's a very important topic for us, especially as concerning the inclusion of categories of people with fewer opportunities. We focus on spreading European values and culture within our daily work that is now mostly focused on the youth sector of Erasmus Plus program. Indeed, we work with facilitation and organization of youth exchanges and training courses. And our work is made in strong cooperation with the different organizations, either at local level and international level, because we strongly believe that it's very important to create synergies and cooperation to have a positive impact and change in the society. Because we know that nothing can be achieved alone, and cooperation in the youth sector, it's very important. as concerning this cooperation that we have, it's important to mention that we are, as an organization, part of a wider network. Here I also have the picture about the coverage that our network currently have in Europe. Indeed, it's a fastly developing network that in recent year has been growing a lot. And as you can see in the picture, there are either countries that are part of the European Union and not. So we have either the so-called program countries within the Erasmus Plus program, but also the partner countries, mostly as concerning the Western Balkan area. As I was saying, this cooperation for us is very important. We cooperate with several other NGOs outside our network, but we have a daily and constant cooperation within the network. Also, at the time that I am recording this video, I am actually working, facilitating a youth exchange project in Sweden that is hosted by our partner from Ungdomsfronten. And in this project, there are also two branches of the network whereof we are also partner. So it's important to mention that in this project that there are either Chat Platform Croatia and Chat Platform Greece that were also partner in the project that I'm going to tell you about today. Our project consisted of one main activity, which was a Key Action 1 training course held in Caserta from 18 to 26 of February 2018, which was made in cooperation with 8 other partner organizations from all around Europe. The project idea was born after a context analysis of the overall situation of Europe in the last years, where there has been a significant increasing in the flux of people migrating from their countries to Europe. And this so-called refugee crisis has put Europe and the whole European Union system with its procedures and policies in a very difficult situation, as most of the countries were actually unprepared to face such mass migrations. As the situation continued, we noticed a lot of misinformation and lack of awareness and understanding of the real reason behind these migration movements. As well as an uprising feeling of xenophobia, intolerance and mistreatment towards migrants and refugees, which were often bringing to their social exclusion and in extreme cases also to violence. Starting from this analysis, we decided to include in our project partner organizations from all over Europe, in particular as concerning those countries that have been particularly affected by the topic. In this way, we could have a lot of different perspectives and knowledge about the ways the topic is handled in different realities. So on one end, we have those countries that are entry channels to Europe. So in addition to Italy that hosted the project, we had also Turkey and Greece. On the other end, we had those countries that are often considered as final destination for migrants and refugees, like UK and Germany. And also we had a lot of countries in the so-called Balkan routes that also faced a lot of problems because of these migration movements. And so we had the Republic of Macedonia, Bulgaria, Croatia and Hungary. Within this frame, it's important to mention that 3 organizations, the ones from Croatia, Greece and the Republic of Macedonia, were part of our network, Chat Platform. Because as I mentioned before, we work on a strict cooperation and on a daily basis together. And then we decided to also extend our partnership to different organizations that were very interested in the topic and in finding new ways and getting new competencies to handle the issue. With such partnership, we decided to define concrete objectives to tackle the issue. Developing a project that could guide participants through an experiential path, where they could first of all increase their awareness and understanding about the topic, but where they could most of all get new competencies, learn new tools, methods and techniques to use afterwards once back in their local community during their daily work with other young people and youth workers. As concerning this, the program that we developed started from a strong theoretical base with a lot of different theoretical inputs to go with experiential activities such as workshop and role plays, where participants could actually place themselves put themselves in the shoes of the migrants and refugees. And to go in the last part of the project with the stronger knowledge and experience, and have the chance to be in direct contact with migrants and refugees, and meet them personally, hear their stories. And the very last part of the project, participants had actually the chance to test their new knowledge and skills by developing activities and involving young migrants and refugees that they met during the week. It is very important to underline that for the successful implementation of this project, we worked in strict cooperation with other local organizations that work on a daily basis for the inclusion and integration of migrants and refugees. As concerning this, we also developed a blog, a website that contains also all the relevant information, and the blog that is divided day by day with our activities. In particular, as I was saying about the cooperation, on the day 4, we went on this adult education center where we had the chance first to know about their activities, and then also to experience a class that is actually developed by them. This adult education is based in Napoli, and it is the CPIA Napoli, Città that is very active in this field for the integration of migrants. Also, on the following day, we visited 2 more centers, one welcome center for unaccompanied minors and one social center, where we could again have the chance to be in direct touch with migrants and refugees and learn about best practice for their integration. The first center, the one for accompanied minors, is the Cidis Onlus, and the other one is a social center called Ex Canapificio. They are both very, very active since many years for the integration of migrants and refugees. And all these experiences in Napoli and in Caserta have been very, very important for the last part of our project, as I was saying, where the participant had the actual chance to develop a workshop and activities by involving the young migrants and refugees that they actually met on the previous day, and that you can see here on the day 6. At the end of this video, I'm also going to give voice to some of the participants that has been involved in the activities, so you can hear some final comments from them.
Hello everybody. My name is Pepe.
We went to the house of young immigrants who came from different parts of Africa, so we had some workshops with them. We got to know each other. We got to speak about what they do there, how they live, is their life in Italy, and we also got to work on what we think could be a perfect city. So we designed.
So it was really interesting, that workshop, because we were create our own city, so it was great.
Later on, we went to Caserta social centers, organization with functions for many years, who work directly with immigrants, who provide them legal advices, who provide them with shelter sometimes, who provide them with some activities and language courses. So we got there, we saw the whole center and how it operates. We got to meet some new people there, to hear their stories, to hear about their experience in Italy. We heard about the organization work, and also about we got to evolve into some language courses together with the new immigrants who just arrived to Caserta. So it was really nice experience, and we think it's a very positive example of how to work with immigrants and how to be warmly welcome into countries.
It was a great day. I really love to hear their stories about how they came to Italy. It was really sad, but I'm happy that Italy has this kind of organization to help them.
In the morning, we had an evaluation of last night's workshops that we prepared for our immigrant guests. The idea was to integrate them in our group and make them feel accepted, which we succeeded to do with interesting games, puzzles, drawings, icebreakers, spiced with a lot of laughter. I think we did a good job and we make them happy. It was fun.
I think the end of the project gave us a lot of motivation, because through the whole project and the whole process, we saw some problems. We stated them, we discussed them. At some point, there were questions. What can we possibly do about it? It is so complicated. But at the end, we gathered together and one last time and came up with our own solutions. So I personally got the feeling that we are not just observers and we could be doers and we can change something. So I hope it was that inspiring for you too.
Are you here? Can you hear me?
Yes, but Annabella, it's very hard to.
Okay, so let's try with another presentation, with another video. Let's try with Latvia.
Hello, dear colleagues. Greeting from Latvia. I'm Svetlana Stepane, project coordinator in Upesleju Boarding School Rehabilitation Center. Our school have general education program and program for children with special needs. We have kindergarten 2 with general 3 groups and 1 group for children of special needs. Our project name is Non-Formal Methods and ICT Inclusion in Formal Education to increase children motivation. Project objectives: to learn non-formal methods and ICT skills. After that, include these methods in formal education to increase children motivation and reduce early school leaving. Our result you can show in our presentation when we used non-formal methods and our ICT skills for a digital journal. Thank you for attention. Goodbye.
Anyway, so the project she had Svetlana from Latvia. You can find a journal about what they're doing, and a project summary, and a presentation about scientists at work. I just show you quickly the presentation. Okay, hold on 1 second. Is it still shared? Can you see it? Guys, can you see the presentation Science Magazine? No, non va. No, la connessione non va, non c'è connessione. Okay, let's try now. Are you there?
We are here.
Okay, can you see the Science Magazine?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I scroll it down quickly. So these are the partners, and basically they made lots of laboratory, and you can find lots of laboratory, practical laboratory. This is the journal they made. So basically they choose a scientist for each country, as you can see. And then they also have a presentation with all the practical laboratory that they did, which is this one. Here you have a presentation about Latvia. And I don't know. Can you see the Latvia presentation? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Loading.
Okay. Oh no, this is scientist. I don't know what I'm doing something wrong. That's definitely, but I don't know what. Let me see. Maybe the PowerPoint presentation doesn't help. Anyway, in this presentation, you can see all the students that made a practical laboratory, a practical science laboratory. So you see all the funny experiments that they have done. Let me try again, just in case. Okay, maybe it's going now. Okay. So Upes-Lejas is a small town near the capital in Riga. This is their school, which is also a rehabilitation center. What Svetlana tried to say that she did something for students with special needs. And this is the age target. And these are the students, so as you can see. This is the theme of the project. It's a key action to partnership for science at work, but also there are key action one mobility. So it's like a sort of connection of two projects. And they also made this laboratory. So they made experiments with ice during the year. They made it with borax. They made it with to light up a dark place. They made a rainbow, apparently. I don't know how. I want to learn that. Yeah, here it is. Okay. And then they played with glass and with the wind. So basically, these are all natural science, non-formal methods, and you find everything in the journal and in the presentation. Let's go back now instead to Greece, which also has a very short presentation, so I hope it's going to work. And they tell us how to manage conflicts because they work in a prison center.
Hi, I'm Eleni from Volos, Greece. My school is called Special Primary School of Young Juvenile Offenders, and we have prepared a short presentation of a conflict between two students. It is very common for our school to have conflicts all the time because our students are prisoners. Thank you.
And we have the last one, that is Romania.
Hello, my name is Nadina Guba and I represent secondary school Mircea Timbrianu from Brad, Romania. Starting August last year, we are implementing in our school an Erasmus KA1 project called Steps for a Quality Education. Our project has 5 major objectives, but I'm going to talk about one of them, the number 3 objective, in which we want to achieve a minimum of a 10% increase in student achievement during the project and in the next school year due to capitalization of new methods and new strategies. So for achieving this objective, we conducted a research, a study on 48 of our pupils. Our aim with this study is to improve their personal creativeness, their ITC competencies, and to identify if creative lessons and the use of digital tools will influence their grades and their results at national tests. We started this project, this study, from the idea that the Romanian traditional educational system needs to improve. Creativity, problem-solving abilities, the use of computer in lesson can be motivating for pupils. They will be more open and more aware of what they are learning and why they are learning, and more involved in this process. The 48 pupils were tested at the beginning of May, And there will be another 2 sets of testing, one in September and one in June actually, when the new school year is ending. But in the first stage of tests, the initial period, were applied a lot of tests, as well as individually, in written and even collectively and orally. The content of the tests aimed at assessing students' creative imagination, creative thinking, and divergent thinking, and the tests were focused on the 4 features of creativeness, meaning fluency, flexibility, originality, and elaboration. The tests were gradually as difficulty, starting with a low level of difficulty, and then the last one was with a high level of difficulty. So we applied tests like Torrance creative thinking test, J.P. Guilford creative test, or riddles, or Dunker's candle, for example. That's for problem solving. In between the initial evaluation and the last final evaluation in June next year, and that includes also the evaluation from September, in the class where the pupils are learning, the teachers will apply specific methodology, and this methodology is focused on developing their creativity, develop their problem solving abilities, and the critical thinking ability. They will also learn how to use digital tools like Kahoot for making quizzes. They'll make their own quizzes and apply in between themselves. Story Jumper, in which they will create their personal digital storybook, and how to create a mind map at geography, history, Romanian language, whatever, and how to use internet in communication with the colleagues and me as a teacher. Because this study just started not too long ago, we cannot have a specific conclusion by now, just what we concluding after analyzing the first battery of tests. Using ITC tools in the lesson was extremely fun and motivating for the kids. They answered in a quiz, but we can say so far that using different methodology has influenced their grades or the results in the national tests so far, but it increased their motivation in learning. The conclusion is that developing creativity and other kind of abilities like problem solving or critical thinking abilities it's a process and takes a long time, but until the study will end in June. I hope that the whole objective will be achieved, and then or even better, more.
So no worries then. I'm just gonna tell you the last something about the last country.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Anita Sarno. I'm a project manager and trainer at Ithaca Training Cultural Association in Calabria. First of all, I want to say thank you and congratulate with Annabella Di Finizio for her professional, hard job and passion to create and fostering connections and networking among organizations and institutions in Italy and in Europe, for sharing ideas, best practices, improving the quality of work, and for future collaboration. My special thanks go also to CPIA Napoli, Città 2, Scuola Statale per Adulti, Adult Education Center, to host and support this productive event and invited me. Unfortunately, some fastidious health problems cannot permit me to follow the video conference, so for that I'm reading, so to be sure to not forget anything important. My intervention is about the European project NetNeat, a network for NEET mobility, a K2 strategic partnership project under the Erasmus Plus program. It involves 6 European countries: France, Italy, Spain, Greece, Germany, Denmark, and 15 subjects belonging to enterprises, training organizations, inclusion institutions, and youth networks. Partners in these projects are engaged to create mobility projects for young NEETs with low qualifications in order to improve their skills, especially in sectors like local development and small and medium enterprises. 16 young NEETs will have the opportunity to do a 15-day internship abroad, supported and followed by tutors, figures especially trained to support them in this experience. To do that, a web platform was created to put in contact companies, training agencies, young people with the willingness to participate in this project step. What partners are doing is to search formation entities and businesses at national level as long as they can host individuals with low qualifications, and reaching young people through the organization of multiplier events, roundtables, World Cafe activities, dissemination events to inform them about this opportunity. The mobilities will be in October, so the research is still open, so I invite you to visit the webpage and all the references that I gave you in all the documents that I uploaded. So thank you again and have a good day.
It was really nice to talk to you. Though the bad connection, we got the feeling of our enthusiasm and the feeling of your project. And
Ciao, ciao.
so, and say goodbye to everyone and thank you for being here. Okay, bye. Speak to you soon. Bye.
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 Bye.